Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. But Timothy, you wouldn't go join another draft league. Why do you post another draft recap? Yeah, that's true, by the way. Because I got invited by a very good friend, Ducky, who had a fantastic idea. For anyone who is unaware of the fact, Citra is probably stopping the online features that it has. So Ducky was like, "You want to join a draft league where we're gonna play online as a sort of goodbye to Citra online version?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I am joining the Castilla Dynasty League, a Gen 6 OS league where we're obviously are gonna play on a OS save file and yeah, basically play a Gen 6 draft league. Um, I don't have much, if not any, experience on playing draft league with on emulator, but yeah, so this is going to be my first time, and let's see how it will go. I was 11th of 12 people, so I did have a pretty decent spot regarding draft order because I could pretty easily combine picks with each other. So yeah, let's see what I drafted. Round 1, somewhere in the back, I was able to draft Tornadus Therian form. Um, Trying to name it Tornanus, but not sure if the game will let me. Um, Otherwise, I will find something funny to use this because its all its name is already almost Tornadus. So, what Tornadus will bring to me is a great regenerator mon that can be both offensive and defensive. With a base 121 speed, I do have a very fast mon, especially for this generation. A lot of fast mons, yeah, for people who don't know. Um, sorry. In I think Gen 5, they started power creeping in Game Freak, where every generation you would get stronger and stronger and stronger mons. So right now 121 is a decently high speed stat, but in Gen 6 it was pretty fast, pretty damn fast in general, with not many great offensive mons being able to outspeed this. So yeah, drafting something this speedy round 1 was a great pick for me overall. Um, it can be a mixed attacker with base 100 attack and base 110 special attack. Just the 3 weaknesses in electric, ice, and rock. It has a decently wide move pool. Flying step like Hurricane and Air Slash is pretty decent. Things like steel types that resist my flying step, I do have heat wave for. We can use hidden power, so I can yeah, basically run a base 60 move for something that's otherwise not breakable for me. I should be able to defog with this thing. Yeah, boots are not a thing in this gen, so that's a bit annoying, but still. And yeah, overall a pretty good mon to start off the draft with. From something very versatile that can fit many roles on the team, I went to something not one-dimensional, but it does have a very clear role on the team, and that's going to be something very offensive, and that is my Mega Charizard X, aka Rhaegal. Rhaegal is a great offensive threat because of his 130 physical and special attack stat, which is already pretty massive. Combine that with the fact that his ability Thought Claws will boost physical moves that make contact with 30%. So things like Flare Blitz, Dragon Claw all get that 30% boost. So 120 plus 40 makes Flare Blitz a 160 base power move because of the ability. So yeah, this is a very strong mon to have on the team. It's a Dragon type, it's a Fire type, so it's a good start for both cores, with Dragon and Fire normally being the most offensive Pokemon on the two cores, and this thing is clearly pretty offensive. Base 100 is pretty decent. It does get Dragon Dance for setup, so yeah, I can always boost that 100 speed to whatever I need it to be with Dragon Dance. Do I miss something here? It can defog things away. Not going to be the thing I wanted to do, but it can. So I should always keep those opportunities in mind. Decent move pool, and can go for like I said, special moves with Solar Beam. So, annoying. It gets Belly Drum, which is pretty awesome. If I face a slow team, which I know I can mainly outspeed, Belly Drum will go very hard. Home Claws for if I have a inaccurate physical move that I want to hit. I think if I play a Sun team, this thing will go very hard. So yeah, I think this is a great mon to have on the team, and I just saw that my Tornadus can't learn Defog, which is whatever. I mean, I will have other Pokemon to remove hazards with, as you will see in the future. But now I had to wait 10 picks and 10 picks, so 20 picks, before making my third round pick. My third round pick was Skarmory, aka Panzerberg. A great defensive mon with only the fire and electric weakness. Because it's a steel type, it takes a lot of things resisted, which is great. This is my true defogger, I believe. Zard is a only if I really have to defogger. So yeah, this is a defogger that can set up hazards on its own with both spikes and stealth rocks, which is great. With 140 defense, it is a great physical wall, and with 80 attack, it can still do decent damage with its flying stat. Anything else it can do is whirlwind things out. So if a physical setup mon is facing it, I can use whirlwind to phase it out after taking a hit, because I normally will be able to take a hit. It can run Toxic to stall things out, because again, very tanky. I can run offensive sets with Swords Dance, Curse even if I want to, boost my defenses with Iron Defense, boost speed with either Agility or Automize. Very annoying word to say. And again, Flying Stab is a great offensive typing, so yeah, a good Steel type for my Fairy Dragon Steel Core. So had to wait for Ducky to make 2 picks after my Skarmory pick, and after that I decided to pick up Rosemary the Florges. If Skarmory is a great physical wall Rosemary the Florges is an even better special wall. As a pure fairy type, it only has the two weaknesses, poison and steel. So not many things will hit it for super effective damage. It's a great Wish Basher with 78 HP base stat, which is decent. This is going to be a cleric for matchups I'm afraid of, things like burns, toxics, and all that, because it's the spoiler alert, only thing on my team that's going to know heal bell or aromatherapy. It's like I said, completes my Fairy Dragon Steel Core. It looks pretty defensive with 145 special defense, but 112 special attack is not something anyone should be sleeping on, because this thing can set up with Calm Mind, I believe. I believe that is its only setup move, but boosting that already high special defense, if you let it set up, it can definitely sweep through teams. Yeah, Fairy does do great damage, and it does get enough coverage to really scare an unprepared coach. So yeah, this is a great addition to a defensive core. And with Skarm and Florges being defensive, Tornadus Tyrion being kind of mixed, I wanted something more offensive and something to boost my right now kind of mid-speed tier, because 121 and 100 needs something in between, and I decided to go for a fast electric type in Blitzkrieg, the Raikou. Raikou is, like I said, a fast electric type with 115 base speed and 115 base special attack. So it can hit pretty hard. Yeah, only one weakness because it's mono electric, so ground types go hard against it. It has a decently wide move pool with, of course, a wide array of electric type moves like Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Thunder. It does get things like Shadow Ball and Signal Beam. It can make use of extra sensory or go for a hidden power for anything that it normally needs coverage for. So mainly hidden power ice for ground types, grass types that it's not able to hit super effectively. Flying types you use electric type moves for, of course, but yeah. So and even a weather ball won't be out of the question in this team, but yeah, that's a spoiler alert. I will not tell you why I can use weather ball on this thing, but it's going to be great, I can tell you. So this is my 5th pick, and right now I wanted something to keep my Skarmory's hazards on the field, and therefore I wanted a ghost type, and I was pretty heavy on the points so far, with everything being above 9 points. Florges was 9 points and everything else was 12 or above. We had 125 points, by the way, so I still had enough room to spend. But I wanted a decent bargain Pokemon, something I am used to running, and I decided to go for Hoopa Confine, aka Wholesome. Like I said, I wanted a spin blocker, and Hoopa fits that bill very well because it's a ghost type. It is a great value pick because Pursuit is allowed in this generation, so with it being 4 times weak to dark types, it can be easily Pursuit trapped by a Rapid Spinner. On the other hand, it is a great special wall with 130 defense and mixed attacking possibilities with 110 physical and 150 special attack. So It does have great stats. It can set up his special side with Calm Mind or Nasty Plots, which is nice. It does not have any way to set up his physical side, but yeah, again, that's whatever because his physical special offensive powers are way better than his physical powers, and I do think his special move pool is wider than his physical move pool. Again, sorry for the coughing. um, so yeah, for 6 points, I thought this was a great value pick. Um, yeah, I should be worried for something like Pursuit, and I think I will, in the coming days, experiment with Shed-Tail, Hoopax, and see if I can get out of being Pursuit trapped that way. Not sure. Yeah, I'm just going to have to see what my options are in that regard. So yeah, I had to wait again for a bit of a long time, and after me being after someone pointed out, yeah, Pursuit is a thing, I was like, damn. So far, I didn't even think about completing my Fire Water Grass Square, which now only exists of Charizard X. I wanted a good Dark type because I was at that point someone with arguably one of no, not arguably. I was one of the coaches that had a lot of points left. So I decided to go for a great Dark type on my team, and that thing became Darude the Tyranitar. And now you get why my Raikou can use Weather Ball for a Rock type move in Sandstorm. Titar is one of the best Dark types in the game, arguably, because of his incredible stats. The only lacklustering stat is a speed stat, but with a Dragon Dance option for speed, yeah, I'm not all that worried. It can also use Rock Polish to double its speed. Defensively, it's pretty hard. It goes pretty hard as well with 100s in HP special defense, 110 in physical defense. 134's physical attack is amazing. With 95 special attack, I can say that's also workable with. So it doesn't get a special attack boosting move, but this also provides me with a second Stealth Rock user, which is great. And yeah, I mainly drafted it at the point time for it being a great Dark type Pokemon. And afterwards, I started to think, well, maybe I can use his Sandstorm to my advantage. I already have Raikou, of course, that can abuse the sand, and maybe I can use my final points to draft something that's also fun to use in sand. Downsides, of course, his fighting type weakness. Being 4 times weak to something very spammable is annoying. But yeah, I was going to draft answers for fighting types anyway. I still have a Tornadus Therian against fighting types. I have Hoopa and Florges against fighting types, and I will draft something in the next round that can help me with fighting types as well. But only looking at Titar's stats should be enough reason to draft it, and I am very glad I was able to pick this one up for some great synergy later. But yeah, right now I was thinking I wanted to complete my Fire Water Grass Core, so I now drafted a great Grass type that also synergizes well with a Tornadus, because this is Much Sus the Amoonguss. Why does this synergize well with my Tornadus? Because both Pokemon have Regenerator, and this thing being just generally annoying to face, I am glad I have this on my team because Regenerator is great for keeping my Pokemons healthy. I do at this point have 2 Defoggers on my team with Skarm and Megazard, so I do have ways of removing hazards on my side of the field, which are generally one of 2 ways to deal with Regenerator mons, being either hazards or dealing statuses to it. Amoonguss can get poisoned because this is a poison type, which is awesome. So it's even a grounded poison type, so I can remove toxic spikes from my side of the field because when I switch it in, it will absorb the toxic spikes. It can be annoying with Leech Seed and Spore sets. It can run Toxic, Giga Drain to boost or regain health even more. And yeah, this thing will be annoying to break down to and yeah. Only downside to Amoonguss and Tornadus is that they both share a common weakness in ice. So an ice type can easily break through this Regenerator core because I can switch back and forth between them and yeah, make sure I can't regain my health because yeah, Ice Spam goes very hard against it. I first drafted Vaporeon to do something about that ice weakness, but during Grace I saw something even better that paired well with Amoonguss and Tornadus, so I decided to pick that one up, and that is a 3rd Regenerator Pokemon in Alomomola, aka Neptune. With 165 base HP, this thing is an amazing Wish-Patcher. Wish gives you half the HP of the Pokemon that use Wish. So having a incredibly high HP stat and Wish-Patching something to something else means something else gets the half of, well, probably 533. So basically over 250 HP gets healed back to you, which is amazing. This completes my Regenerator core because yeah, it can take the ice type moves Amoonguss and Tornadus normally wouldn't take. It can take the electric type moves just like Tornadus, but we have the Amoonguss for that. So they complement each other pretty well, I believe. Amoonguss normally being more of a special wall, Alomomola clearly being a physical wall with 80 defense over 45 special defense. Yeah, it's always very annoying to deal with an Alomomola. Tongue twister. And yeah, just a Regenerator core in general is always annoying to deal with. So I decided to pick this one up. At this point, I only have 2 Pokemon to remove hazards from the field, which also includes my own hazards by defogging. So I wanted spinners on the team, and first of all I decided to draft a fighting type in Hitmonlee. Sir Kix-a-Lot here is a decent Rapid Spinner. Only downside is Rapid Spin doesn't give the speed boost, I believe, in Gen 6. So yeah, that's too bad because it normally can use a speed boost. Especially a Rapid Spin set is normally not a unburdened set. I can of course run normal gem unburden rapid spin for a break set, but it's quite unusual. But this is also a decent special wall, and unburden and reckless just go very hard. Reckless will boost moves that deal damage when missing, so things like high jump kick and jump kick will be boosted. Does he have other moves that do such things? Ooh, good question. Reckless boosted moves. Bulbapedia. Pokemon with Reckless. I want to know the moves that will get boosted. Effects. Ace Kick for Hitmonlee, which it does not have in this gen. Double Edge, I'm not sure if it gets in this gen. A Jump Kick it for sure gets. So yeah, mainly high jump kick, maybe double edge and X kick is something that's not in this gen. So still a great fighting type option on my team. Next up, I decided to do something with sand. I wanted another spinner, and I wanted some synergy with my Tyranitar, so I decided to pick up Sandslash, aka the Root Dancer, because he will go extra fast because of the root. Rapid Spin, like I said, needed it for hazard removal. Great synergy with Tita with both his abilities, Sandville and Sandrush. Only downside is evasion boosting moves, items, or abilities are illegal, so I can't use Sandville, but I can see why. I mean, that if you get an evasion boost from Sandville and you win that way, it's more luck based than skill based, and in the end you want it to be more skill than luck, so fair enough. Sandrush, on the other hand, will boost a 251 speed, max speed to a 502 max speed, which is great pairing it with 100 physical attack. And Sandslash does get a decently wide move pool, to be honest. So this thing can run X Scissor, Poison Jab, Earthquake, Rock Slide, things I'm missing right now. Oh, why do I always blank out at moments like these? Because I had a whole list in my head for most that it can use, but let's see. Sandslash, physical moves, Body Slam, Brick Break, even Facade would be great, fearing a Will-O-Wisp or expecting a Toxic Spike Setter. Knock Off is always a great move on the... I've already got the 65 boost, so it can boost, it is already boosted. Shadow Claw, Super Fang is always nice. Aerial Ace against the grass typings, it wouldn't hit, or something to hit fighting type super effectively with. Something else. Iron Tail, Metal Claw, Night Slash. Yeah, those are the main things, honestly. And while I'm here, Rapid Spin is still 20 base power, so yeah, Rapid Spin is not the great move that it is right now, but Sandslash is a great addition to the team and some great synergy with my Tyranitar. And lastly, I think I drafted Basculin because it was a cheap mon to get, and it could hit very hard. But during during a talk with one of the moderators, Soulblaze, he gave me the tip to draft this mon because it goes way harder than Basculin, especially with sand, and that is Stoutland, is aka Bisbark. And Stoutland does go hard on this team as well, because this is the second mon that can pair well with Tyranitar, and this thing needs to be prepped for because otherwise it can run wild. With base 80 speed, it is way faster than Sandslash, and again 284 max speed times 2 because of Sandrush gives you a grand total of 568 as a max speed stat in Sand, which is insane. 110 physical attack combined with return, last resort if I want to, or even coverage moves like Crunch, like it does get a good amount of coverage moves like Fire Fang, Ice Fang. So yeah, I think Thunder Fang, but it does also get Wild Charge, so why would you? Iron Head, Play Rough, something I'm missing. Pursuit, always nice to have. Aerial Ace, yeah, why would you run Lick? Rock Tomb, if I need a rock type move, I mean, why not? Yeah, Return is one of the strongest physical moves it can run, besides Last Resort, of course, but Last Resort is kind of a iffy play because you need to basically have used all other moves before you can use a very hard hitting Last Resort. Not sure if I can run mono single move Last Resort, have to look that up. But besides, it's not bound to use Sandrush. It can be a more defensive Pokemon with Intimidate, lowering my opponent's attack stat, or going for a scrappy set where I can hit ghost types with normal and fighting type moves. So yeah, this was my 12th member of the team, so also my final member. Looking at my team, I do have some weaknesses, like a pretty decent ice weakness and a minor ground weakness with 2 immunities versus 3 weaknesses. Water is whatever. I mean, my 2 main defensive Pokemon, Amoonguss and Alomomola, take water types moves pretty well, so not really that worried. Fairy types are neutral, but again, I have Amoonguss and Skarmory, 2 great defensive typing, 2 great defensive Pokemons to take those. Rock is not all that great, just 2 weaknesses versus 2 resistances, so that's decent. But I am okay with my overall weaknesses. Looking at the stats, I do have 3 mons with decently high HP, but I never really look at my HP stats because there are plenty of ways to cover low HP stats. I have a great physical offensive team with Tornadus Therian, Megazord X, Hitmonlee, Stoutland, Hoopa, Sandslash and Tita all having base 100 or higher attack stat, with Skarmory base 80, Raikou base 85, Amoonguss base 85, all being Alomomola base 75, all able to hit decently hard with physical attacking moves. Looking at my physical defense, I have Megazord X at 111, Skarmory at 140, Sandslash and Titor at 110, Even Alomomola with base 80 is pretty physical defensive. Stoutland with base 90 and Intimidate can be a physical or defensive mon, so not really worried there. Special attack, Torn T with 110, Raikou 115, Megazord X 130, Florges 112, and Hoopa 150. Go hard. The only thing this is not all that high because some of my physical mons like Alomomola and Sandslash, Skarmory, Stoutland, and Hitmonlee bring that special attack average down pretty hard. Especially defensive, I have Raikou with 100, Hitmonlee 110, Florges 154, Hoopa 130, Titar 100, Tornadus, which likes to run AV with 190, Stoutland 90, pretty decent, and yeah, a pretty balanced speed tiers overall. So looking at this team, I am pretty happy with what I drafted, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the season. I'm curious how much different it is playing on an emulator, and yeah, overall it just sounds like a very fun league to join, and yeah, glad I joined. So hopefully you are all hyped to join this journey with me, and I hope to see you all at week 1 of the CDL. I think we agreed on uploading on Sunday, so hopefully see you all then. Bye!